So this is what Steve from Gamers Nexus sounds like normally.
And now Intel is expanding in the US. It's building multiple fabs in Arizona. They are all interconnected into sort of a mega fab, they call it.
So this is Steve trying to cram 1 year worth of problems from LMG into a 45-minute video.
They also listed as having 99 megabytes of L3, except it has 99 megabytes total of L2 plus L3 cache at 96 plus 3. They then state that it's 1 megabyte lower cache at 96 plus 3. They then state that it's 1 megabyte.
Now, I'm not going to cover the original video here. I will leave it linked down below if you want to watch it. You have probably already seen it at this point, as most people have, and it's already sitting somewhere around 2 million views. But earlier today, Gamers Nexus came out with a hardware news video that actually had some talking points about LMG in it, and I want to talk about that. First major thing was Linus Sebastian's response to Steve at Gamers Nexus, and I'll play this part of the video real quick so you can get an idea of what was said.
Linus's statement, it is an unhinged, unapologetic rant where he shirks responsibility and blames others. He tries to play weird semantic games like saying, quote, "We didn't sell the product, we auctioned it," or misrepresent the timeline for when he contacted Billet Labs. He triples down on Billet Labs and says, quote, "I still disagree that the Billet Labs video is an accuracy issue. It's more like I just read the room wrong." He also said, quote, "We could have retested it with perfect accuracy, but to do so properly, accounting for which cases it could be installed in, none, and which radiators it would be plumbed with, again, a mystery, would have been impossible. And also didn't affect the conclusion of the video, or so I thought." To be clear here, the random caps lock is not us. That's the original emphasis.
So this is Linus's response in full, which he posted up on his own forum, the LTT forums. And instead of reaching out to Steve to talk to him individually or setting up some kind of a video or conference so that they could talk about the matter separately, he went and posted this and then said he wouldn't be talking about it anymore, essentially. And I think a lot of people thought that that was very unprofessional.
LMG's videos are already affecting millions of consumers, and they have objective errors that we covered objectively, and they involved serious ethical concerns, which we raised. And rather than addressing those, he's choosing to try and distract viewers by whining about us, not allowing him to comment first.
So there's one thing I've noticed about Linus Sebastian as of late, and it's his defensiveness when it comes to talking about topics that are, especially on the WAN show, accusing him of something or calling out his company. And I've noticed it more and more as a constant WAN show viewer and listener that, like, he cannot take criticism that well.
Features? NVIDIA has way more features. I mean, look at the last week alone. They just announced VSR, their video upscaling feature that uses your GPU to smooth and sharpen web video. It's really cool, and AMD has absolutely nothing.
And it wasn't until this Gamers Nexus video where he compiled all these issues over the last year or so where I realized, oh damn, I do remember all of those issues, and those little things I would let slip. And then also there are a lot of audio viewers, people who are just listening to videos, and they don't see things like the asterisks, they don't see all the little changes and minute differences that are changed. And then the other part that was talked about in the original video, that he can actually take a YouTube video and put in place another video a day later or 2 days later after a video went completely viral, hit 2 million views, and then simply pin a comment at the top stating that he changed the video or whatever it may be. So I know I'm going on kind of a rant here, and I just want to say that I am a huge fan of Linus Sebastian. You gotta give it to the guy. He's literally the godfather of PC MR and pretty much brought the PC tower back to life, in my opinion. Yes, there are plenty of other amazing creators. There's so many of them at this point. And he is definitely one of the OGs. In my opinion, this is kind of a make it or break it moment for Linus. And I say that because of a few major reasons. The biggest reason, LTT is a business. They have 120 employees. These people all rely on LTT as a job. And if Linus is going out on the WAN show and saying things that might be inappropriate...
I hope everyone likes not having a job anymore on Monday, because apparently I'm a giant racist.
Or calling out people left and right because he's become this kind of veteran cop in the PC world, then he's only making his own employees suffer. And you could tell by a lot of the videos and interviews that came from that Labs interview that was posted around the time of LTX that most of those employees feel like they're being rushed, their videos are going too fast, they don't have time to look back at them, and all those kind of formulas coming together is what causes this kind of big blowout.
This is not a smooth mouse.
A good example is that mouse review where they left the protective film on the bottom of the mouse itself. Most people who buy mice, who are into mice, who play FPS games know that there's always some sort of film on the bottom of those mice, so they clearly picked the wrong person to do this video. And this isn't even a knock at that employee specifically. A lot of people have strengths and weaknesses. Like, for an example, I am really bad at FPS games, so I don't test mice for that specific reason. An employee like him, I believe he is a video editor if I remember correctly. They probably hired him to do just that, but because they're running short staff and they're rushing videos constantly, doing 25 videos a week, they probably used him to step in for somebody else. Steve also brought up the amount of mistakes that are being made and not learning from those mistakes. I feel like everyone in the content creation world does that. Like, I've had plenty of my own mistakes. I've had plenty of pinned comments where I've been like, oh, I changed this. Specifically on my Intel video where Brian from Techia City reached out and told me down in the comments that I had gotten the IOH location wrong. And those are things that you learn and you'll change over time. With Linus, I think they're going too fast and he's not able to learn those problems because they're already on the next video. Steve, for an example, to play some devil's advocate here, launched the video on the 4090 connector being user error. I have yet to see a video from him talking about that again, when literally every single week we have people burning up connectors on their 4090s. Anyways, back to Linus. I think he definitely needs to evaluate this situation a little differently. I don't think it's appropriate to just have a WAN show episode where he starts yelling out things about what he did and didn't do. I think he really needs to think about this next move because this is quite a game of chess, and people like Steve at Gamers Nexus have really big waves in this ocean of PC tech reporting. Anyways, guys, if you like the video, feel free to sub if you want to sub, and I'll see you guys next time.